Now to the story we're tracking about the high-rise buildings that caved in Lagos. 2 more bodies have been recovered from the debris of the buildings that collapsed in Ikoyi area of Lagos. Before the bodies were found, families and friends of victims accused emergency responders of abandoning work since 12:30 a.m. only to resume at 9:34 a.m. Correspondent Theophilus Ilama reports.
The day started with no emergency responder working on site. It was a rainy day, and many would have thought the weather contributed to the stoppage of work. But that seems not to be so, as friends and family members of victims accuse emergency responders of negligence to duty.
But the problem now is, how come they are not working right now? They started working at about maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes to 10.
The state government, addressing newsmen, said family can go to the infectious disease hospital IDH to identify their loved ones. He also debunked insinuations that the work had stopped.
What happened was that there was an agreement with the families here that the guys who are working should rest. They should rest a little bit, and that didn't even take so long a time for that kind of such reports to be coming out, and the work has continued, as you can see now.
At this help desk, the family of 25-year-old David Johan are here to report the death of their son. Initially residing in Abuja, David had traveled to Lagos as one of the workers on site. Little did he know that disaster will strike.
I was watching the news and I heard over the news that a building collapsed in Lagos, without knowing that it was the very building my brother was working on.
She said that when she heard about the news, she was shocked. She can't even talk. She can't even feed herself. And also, she said that, she was happy when the son was like, the son was doing this work in order to, help her as well tomorrow. And when she hear about the news, she feels somehow. She feels very bad.
We placed a call to the young worker who was sent on errand minutes before the building collapsed. He narrates his experience.
Somebody was waiting for me outside. So I came outside from the building. From there, I came outside. So before I would know what was going on, the building collapsed. Everywhere was dust that you could not see. For like 30 minutes, there were dust everywhere. There were dust.
The issue has left many bewildered. Questions have been asked as to the kinds of materials being used. But the real closure may only come when the Commission of Inquiry set up by the Lagos State government gets done with its job. Theophilus Ilama, TVC News, Lagos.
Let's now join Adedoja Salam Adeni, who's at the site of the collapsed building on Gerard Road, Ikoyi, for updates. Doja, what exactly is the mood like this evening? Have you been able to speak with relatives?
Yes, absolutely, boss. It has been an extreme tiredness from keeping vigil day and night here at Gerard Road, the venue of the 21 building collapse in Lagos. Our relatives are here standing. Many of their faces are strong. And of course, at this site here, work has been on post. They told me that they have operational intervals. Relatives here are thinning out. They are angry. They are tired. Many of them said they don't know the condition of their loved ones being here 5 days after. So they are kind of pitifully hopeless. That is the situation. Some of them have refused to talk to me on camera. Can we move forward? I've seen the help desk. The help desk has been providing psychosocial support. But many of the relatives here are very, very hungry, as I said earlier. They are tired, they are angry, they are pitifully hopeless of getting anyone out of this rubble that looks like a mountain alive any longer at this moment. Many of them told me they know that the worst has happened to their family members, but what they are waiting for right here now is to have the remains of their loved ones for befitting burials. Some that spoke with me behind the camera also said they're keeping hope alive. Maybe a miracle can happen. This man here, I've been speaking with him since I came into this place. He's so angry, and he told me he has 22 people that came all the way from Ogun State to work on this site. It's only 2 people that have survived, and those ones are still in the hospital, at the hospital receiving treatment. 20 others is waiting to receive them. Of course, he knows why whatever he's waiting for. Many of the relatives have gone to the Yaba IDH, Yaba Infectious Disease Hospital, where the remains of the people here that died here are kept. So the Commissioner for Information, Omotosho, said earlier today that they can start going to that morgue to identify their loved ones, the remains of their loved ones. But he said there are some that are, affected beyond recognition, and those ones, the Lagos State government will be providing autopsy. So let's see if this man can actually talk to me. See, I really sympathize with you, no doubt about it. So more nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tí rẹ̀ dùn sí, ṣe understand. So mo dẹ̀ rí bẹ́ ṣe ń ṣe látẹ̀kan pé ẹ̀kan bínú ni, ó take me ní time kẹ́ tó bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. So kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan? Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ sọ fún mi gangan. Mo ń gbọ́rọ̀ yín.
Bí pé country wa o.
Àwọn èèyàn yín tó wà ń bí mélòó ni mo fẹ́ kọ́ confirm ẹ̀ fún mi.
Àwọn èèyàn mi tí mo mọ̀ tó wà ń bí is 20. 22 ni wọ́n, méjì wà lọ hospital tán survive, 30 rí. But 20 àti rí wọn rárá láti mọ̀wé ìbàfò. So in tó kọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ pé
ẹni pé ìyàwó ẹni yẹn, àwọn yẹn ṣé wọ́n ti lọ check wọn níbi tí ìjọba ní kán lọ.
Wọ́n ti lọ, wọn jẹ́ kán wọlé.
Kí ló dé tí wọ́n jẹ́ kí wọ́n wọlé?
Wọ́n ní the ID láti bíbà tó máa mú láti bíbà yìí.
Láti bí.
Pé wọ́n ní ID kan tán máa fún wọn.
ID card. So ṣé ti wá gba ID card náà?
A ti gba ID card.
Ṣé wọ́n ti wá lọ?
Wọ́n ní tó bá ti di 4 láti ọ̀la lọ.
Lọ nǹkan ṣẹ̀ máa wá.
Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ máa wá.
Ṣé nǹkan tó ń bí yín nú nìyẹn?
Ní tó ń bí mi inú kọ́ nìyẹn.
Kí ló ń bí yín nú?
Bí ò ṣe bọ́n ṣe ń aráàzà wọn tó ní òkú ń bíbà wọn jẹ́ wọn attend sí wọn bí èyí bí ẹlẹ́ran ara normal ẹ̀wúyẹ yín.
All right, ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ sá, Ọlọ́run á dùn yín nú, ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́. So what he has been telling me is that he has 22 of his people that have come here from Ogun State, Ibafo precisely, to work on this site before the building caved in, and many of them were on the 14th floor. So people that were on the 14th floor, 2 of them survived, and they're currently receiving treatment at the Odon Hospital that I visited 2 days back. So, and he said 22 others have not been, accountable for. And so he's sitting here. I said the wife of some of those people have gone to the mortuary to identify the remains of their loved ones, but they are still sending them back here for a kind of identification card. And I asked him if they have been given the identification card. He said yes, they actually came back here to get the identification card, but they are still asked to come back tomorrow for identification, and that's why he's so angry. It took me time to actually persuade him to talk. And that is not just about him. That is for many of them that I've already spoken with. I told you earlier that many have lost hope. They know that the worst has happened to their family members, to their relatives, because being in this rubble 5 days after, the chances of anyone surviving is very, very slim. But before now, the Lagos State government, I know that they have been pouring oxygen and water inside the debris. I tell you, I've not seen that since I came, maybe because they know probably no survival anymore, and that is the reality. But I saw a man that said he's still keeping hope alive. He said miracle can happen, and that is where the psychosocial support of this help desk is very, very important. They are also, aside from the fact that they are writing lists of people, remains of people, getting information of people that, the missing people precisely. They're also providing psychosocial support on the relatives and families who still have people here, and that is their work. So that is the situation here. It's pathetic, it's saddening. Bossed.
Thank you, Adedoja. One can really see a reason there. So based on what that man has said, from 4 p.m. Tomorrow, Saturday, 6th of November, relatives can go pick up identification tags, which they can take to the IDH to identify their loved ones. Thank you, Georgia, for that update. Please stay safe.